All right, terrific. Can we please confirm that we have a quorum today?
Did you want to do roll call?
Gotta take roll to do that.
Yeah, take roll.
I guess that's official to take an official roll call, but I just thought if we already knew. Good afternoon and welcome to this November 1st Wheels LAVTA board meeting. In conjunction with state requirements, this meeting is legal to be held by remote through the Zoom process. And so could I please ask for a roll call?
Yes. Director Bonanno.
Here.
Vice Chair Halbert.
Here.
Director Hernandez.
Here.
Director Josie.
Here.
Director Kick is not actually, she is here. Let me go ahead and push her over as a panelist. Hold on. That should take just a minute. Director Kick.
I'm here. Thank you.
Thank you. Director Narum.
Here.
Chair Brown.
Here, not only do we have a quorum, but we have full attendance. I love it. All right, thank you. All right, meeting open to the public. This is a chance for anybody from the public that would like to speak on items within the responsibility of the Wheels LAVTA organization, but not necessarily on this agenda today. Do we have anyone that would like to speak from the public?
If you could please raise your hand if you'd like to speak. We have one attendee, but I do not see them raising their hand. We do have somebody raising their hand. Oh, she put her hand down now. And we did not receive any comment via email.
All right, thank you. All right, so we're on to our consent agenda. These items are normally considered routine in nature and approved by a single vote. Do we have anyone?
Move approval, Halbert.
Would like to pull any of these items for further discussion?
Move
Second
approval.
consent, Josie.
Sounds like we have a motion made and seconded. Again, anybody would like to pull any items or staff? All right, seeing none, could we take a roll call vote, please? Or do we have any comments?
Again, I don't see anybody with their hand raised currently.
I
So
don't see anybody on our trustee board either. So we'll go ahead and take a roll call vote.
okay, Director Bonanno,
Aye.
Vice Chair Halbert,
Aye.
Director Hernandez,
Aye.
Director Josie,
Aye.
Director Kick,
Aye.
Director Narum,
Aye.
Chair Brown.
Yes, aye.
Motion passes.
Wonderful, thank you. Could we please have a staff report on the annual comprehension financial report, the ACFR?
Thank you. So this is our annual comprehensive financial report. We're now calling it the ACFR. It's around the office, we're still calling it by its old name. So it's taking a little adjustment. I'm actually going to let our auditor do most of the talking, but before I turn it over to him, I would like to draw everyone's attention to note 4, which is on page 27 of the ACFR. And at the very bottom is the due to LTF, which is our local transit funds. There are reserves and they're supposed to be held at MTC. But we've kind of held on to them for cash flow. We are going to return some this year because otherwise we can't use them for next year's budget. So we will return some, but the due to LTF for this year is over $10 million. And I just want to explain why that is, because that's way more than usual. At the beginning of the year, as you remember, last year, we wrote a budget based on COVID lasting a very short period of time. I think we thought we'd be back to normal by September when we wrote that budget. And so the funding that we request, the non-reimbursement based funding, the TDA and the STA, we did based off of that budget. And then we didn't run as much service. So our expenses were lower than anticipated. And we also got almost $7 million in CARES Act funding. So you take those two, you add them together. This is the revenues we received above the expenses we made. So it's due back to our reserves essentially. So I just wanted to bring everyone's attention to that because it is abnormally high. And with that, I will turn it over to David Albee, our audit partner from Mays & Associates.
Great. Well, thanks for having me. My name is David Albee, and I'm the audit partner at Mays & Associates. And my job every year is to come in and audit the financial statements and to render an opinion. So today we have for you the annual comprehensive financial report for the year ending June 30, 2021 for your review. And really the one key piece of this report, in my opinion, in my mind, is the audit opinion. And that's on page 1 of the ACFR. And I'm pleased to say that it is an unmodified or clean audit opinion, and that's the highest level of assurance that you can get. So congratulations, you passed your audit. I do also want to mention that we did bring this to the Finance and Admin Committee last week for this presentation as well. One thing that Tamara kind of mentioned is there's a compliance section of the report as well, and that is your single audit. So anytime a local government has more than $750,000 of expenditures of federal money, that kicks off a single audit. And so you almost had $7 million worth of federal funds expenditures for the year ending June 30, 2021. So that's a separate compliance audit that we have to do to make sure that you're following the terms of the agreement and the grant award. The second document you have for you is the Memorandum on Internal Controls. Now, this is also known as the management letter. And this is my firm's communication to this board of things that we found during the audit. And they can be categorized into 3 areas. Material weakness, meaning something material can flow through the internal controls and not get caught. We have none of those. Significant deficiencies, that something significant can flow through the internal controls and not get caught. We have none of those. And then the catch-all at the end is other matters, just anything else that we want to bring to your attention. And the only thing that we have in that other matters section is just upcoming government accounting standard board pronouncements, just so you can be on the front end of seeing what's coming down the road in terms of new reporting requirements from GASB. The second half of that document is the required communication piece. And this is required for us to tell you that we had no disagreements with management. We had no conflicts or misunderstandings of management's accounting estimates for depreciation, fair market value, those sort of things. We thought the accounting estimates were adequate, and no unusual transactions to bring to your attention. So with that, I'd just like to thank Tamara for all of her work. It's always a lot of work to get this done, especially this quickly. And I'd like to open up to any questions you might have.
All right, thank you very much. Do we have, if you could raise your hand if you have any questions for either time. Yes, Board Member Hernandez.
I don't have any questions. I just have a couple comments. First of all, thank you for the detailed report. And I just wanted to add that the cover was pretty cool, and it was a nice looking cover. So thank you for doing a good job on that.
All right, thank you. I agree.
Thank you. That was actually done by our executive assistant, Jennifer Suda.
Oh, Jennifer.
We lost our graphic designer. So Jennifer did that for us.
All right, any other comments or questions? All right.
I do have a comment, sorry, because
Sure.
Gina did bring this up, and it is your ACFR. It's not my ACFR. Although I think my name appears on it in a few places. On the list of board members for June 30th, 2021, I had left Bob Warner on there as the chair because I wasn't sure about, it being blank for the chair. I guess I just not have a chair listed. And then there wasn't a spot for Gina. Would you like me to take Bob off and put Gina in? I'm thinking that's probably the way to go, but like I said, it is your ACFR, not my ACFR.
Now, at the point of the time for approval, Bob is no longer on the board, so that makes sense.
I would agree.
Anybody else have comments? Okay, great. All right, and then I guess I would be the chairperson as well. because at the point of approval.
Well, it's supposed to be as of June 30th. And if I
Oh.
remember correctly, you were still the vice chair, so we didn't technically have a chair. So that's why I kind of threw him in there because, but I'll just take chair out and then add another member and we'll just change that one page out.
There we go.
The GFOA reviewers don't go to that level of detail if that solves anything. So whatever you think is most appropriate would work.
Thank you. I thought you would be the expert having been a GFOA reviewer.
Yeah, we're not. Yeah, I mean, if you want to put like a note saying that it's after June 30th, that's fine. But it was whatever you guys need for that.
Okay, then I will put Gina in because she was there the majority of the year.
Okay.
All right, so our action requested is to review and accept the annual comprehensive financial report and submit it to the Government Financial Officers Association. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Narum.
Second, Josie.
All right, we have a motion made by Narum and seconded by Josie. Any comments? Anybody from the public would like to speak on this item?
You could please raise your hand if you'd like to speak. Nobody is raising their hand right now.
Yeah, I'll close the public hearing and ask for a roll call vote.
Director Bonanno,
Aye.
Vice Chair Halbert,
Aye.
Director Hernandez,
Aye.
Director Josie,
Aye.
Director Kick,
Aye.
Director Narum,
Aye.
Chair Brown.
Aye.
Motion passes.
All right, so
you,
this
David.
next one is very controversial. These are the dates for next year's meetings. Could we have just a staff discussion, please?
Yes, so this is Jennifer doing the staff report. This is a request to set the dates for all regularly scheduled Board of Director meetings for 2022. Some of the dates are rescheduled to accommodate for the Board of Directors meetings that fall on a holiday or on the day before or after a holiday. You will see that New Year's Day, Independence Day, and Labor Day on the staff report, they either fall on or near the normal scheduled meeting. So we revised those meeting dates and we're asking for approval of the 2022 Board of Directors meeting calendar.
All right, thank you. And so I'll just ask that if you can't make any meetings, please ask someone, your alternate, to make a meeting if it's especially a board meeting, but also if you're on a committee meeting, like Councilmember Narum and I try to switch. If I can't make projects and services, then she's a fill-in, and then if she can't make finance, then I'm a fill-in, and it works out really well. But ultimately, we do have a backup for the entire board meeting. So with that, any discussions? I don't see.
Move approval, Josie.
Thank you.
Second.
All right, I have a motion by Josie. I think the second was by Bonanno. Could we please have a roll call vote?
Yes, Director Bonanno,
Aye.
Vice Chair Hubbard,
Aye.
Director Hernandez,
Aye.
Director Josie,
Aye.
Director Kick,
Aye.
Director Narum,
Aye.
Chair Brown.
Aye.
Motion passes. Chair Brown, did you want to at least ask the public if they had anything to say?
I was thinking the calendar was pretty uncontroversial, but I did skip that part because of its routine in nature. Was there anyone wishing to speak from the public on the calendar?
If you could raise your hand. No, there's nobody.
All right, there we go. All right, close the public hearing. And now with the roll call vote, we will call it a done agenda item. We're on to our executive director's report. Michael?
All right. You hear me okay, Chair Brown?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, this is pretty much the same executive director's report that the P&S committee saw. And the good news is that the ridership that we picked up, especially with students during the Fare Free that was during the month of September, seems to be continuing into the month of October so far. So that's always a good sign when you offer free rides and your ridership increases, and then you go back to your fares and the ridership sticks around. So it's really kudos, I think, to our drivers who are just making the best of a tough situation, allowing our riders to be comfortable and to, be excited about sticking around. We're working on the operator shortage. It's by far the biggest item. that staff's working on right now, just trying to get back up to where we can again run pre-COVID levels on the routes. The demand's not there, so I think we're getting a little bit of a break in that it's not a pressing issue, but hiring, some 20 drivers at the same time that you lose a few here and there is a tough proposition in the marketplace. But as you can see in the staff report, I mean, I think we're making some good headway. We have a lot of folks in process to become operators. So kudos to Tone and to the rest of the team that's working on that. The big item certainly coming up for the committee, the P&S committee in November, or actually, correct me if I'm wrong, Tone, it's the ZEB study bringing to the committee the recommendations. Tone, is that, I'm thinking that's in November that we bring that to committee, right? And then from there on to the board in December or January?
CTE needs a little more time, so we'll be taken to the committee in December.
Oh, gotcha. All right. I'm seeing it in the staff report. Sorry about that. So, I think that's one of the major decision points coming up for the board. And no matter how you cut it, going into zero emission buses, that technology with the infrastructure that's needed is expensive. And there's a little cost increment in between battery electric buses and hydrogen. And but the main the main pain point is just going into zero emission buses, period. So I think there'll be a lot to talk about with the board. We think we have a really good recommendation that's developing based on some strategic advantages with hydrogen, with the marketplace and with partners. But I'll hold my thoughts on that and give you a good full recommendation in December at the committee meeting. Atlantis, that's a great project. We've got it nearly $1 million in grant money to keep the design work going on the maintenance facility and the operations and admin facility for that project. And that becomes important, increasingly important. And I'm just really glad the board was able to see the vision there and keep that design work moving as the state has more and more interest at funding at a minimum that maintenance facility as we're thinking about the zero emission bus direction. And then finally, the shared autonomous vehicle project, we completed phase 1, phase 2 is right around the corner. And just a note that MTC did approve an allocation of $150,000 towards that project since we last met. And so that will be really helpful with design work on the hub, which is the location where you'd get on and off at the business park and at BART station onto the SAP project. And then it also includes some funding for intersection upgrades in that project area, which will be really important for that, that autonomous shuttle to communicate with the signal. And then finally, the staff's really working hard on an IDEA 2 grant in the amount of $700,000. I think we'll have more information by the time we meet again as a board as to the outcome of that, or at least where that's trending. And that's a pretty competitive process that actually included multi-steps and interviewing of the team by a selection committee. But we're moving on from kind of the first phase of the selection into phase 2. So we're looking good at the moment. So I'd be happy to answer any questions. I mean, I think the big thing is getting operators on board so we can start ramping up service as the demand is needed and maybe even ahead of the demand a bit to initiate that demand. Your ZEB master plan, and certainly Valley Link is moving forward in a big way as we get ready for the federal environmental clearance process with that project, and also the approval process for the 580 work, which is the most difficult piece of that project. And then moving into 30% design. So a lot going on. Be happy to answer any questions you have. And everything seems to be moving along in a good, positive direction.
Sure does. Yeah, it's an 81% ridership improvement over last year, which is so exciting. I looked up what BART is, and they're 26% of pre-COVID numbers. So, our student ridership are definitely carrying us. Does anyone have any questions? Please raise your hand in the hand feature. Yes, Member Bonanno.
Thank you for that, Michael. Great report. I'm just wondering, when you mentioned Valley Link, a couple of important milestones coming up. When might we get another sort of debrief, kind of keep us up to date on, would that be an expectation for us as a board to hear from you on that as we're approaching some of these key milestones, and make sure we have a current picture of what's going on?
Yeah, I'd be happy to do that. And I think because so many of your staff members are key players in the Valley Link project and moving that project along, it'd probably be wise to spend a little more time at each board meeting at the LAVTA level talking about who's doing what and how things are moving along there.
That would be terrific. I'd really appreciate a debrief whenever you think the appropriate time is.
Yeah, you bet.
Thank you.
I'll just add it in. And so moving forward on these monthly reports, I'll add in a little more detail on Valley Link and get you feeling where you have a confidence level that you're understanding what's going on there.
Executive Director Tree, do you still hold a position at Valley Link now that they've hired some of their personnel?
Yeah, I'm still the executive director. There's still a stipend in place. We did hire a deputy executive director, and I think the intention was to have a game plan in place where that person could become the executive director at the right moment. But the agency did pick up its first 3 employees over the last 2 meetings, and one of them was this deputy executive director. So I think their team is starting to take shape.
Okay, all right. Board Member Hernandez, you pulled your hand down. I hope there was.
Well, no, I was just going to add that, for our LAFTA meetings, yeah, they're still run by Michael Tree. I think Michael's been doing an exceptional job with regards to being able to do both. I'm glad that Kevin's on board. Kevin has some great connections with rail, and his leadership and just his education and background with regards to, the rail business. So he's a great junior executive director, but Michael's still doing both, and he's still doing a great job. And then you guys are always welcome to watch our meetings too, by the way. But I wanted to add with regards to ACTC and the SAV funding that I think our core group that's sitting in this meeting right now did a good job with regards to fighting for that money, because not everybody voted on that project.
We did, and I was surprised that it was going to be a bit of a battle. And also thank you for Mayor Bob Warner, who joined in our fight for funding. And Michael Tree was present as well. So yeah, thank you. Any other comments on the executive director's report? Seeing none. Jennifer, do we have anyone that would like to raise their hand and speak from the public on this agenda item?
I don't see anybody raising their hand, so no, I don't believe so.
Okay, I'll close the public hearing, and there is no vote on this, so it is just kudos to Michael and the team for getting ridership up and continuing to do so. So thank you very much for that. We're going to adjourn this meeting into closed session. So as stated earlier, those of us board members, we will go ahead and log off. Jennifer Suter will stay on, and we will use the link that has been emailed to us for the closed session. Okay, see you there.
Gina, I like your picture.
Because I look so young, much younger.
No, not at all.
Thank you. It wasn't yesterday, I'll say that much.
That looks good.
Comments, Brittany.
It's okay. Mine's still from like 2016. So
We do what we have to do.
Oh, it's all women.
Waiting for Michael to join us. A few more.
Yeah, we're waiting on, looks like David, Michael Tree, Michael Conoran.
Yep.
How-
David said he had another meeting. Mhm.
David Howard did?
Yes, so we're just waiting on Michael Connor.
Okay, no problem.
All set?
There we go. Okay, so we are reconvening back to open session. And Mr. Connery, could you report out from our closed session?
Glad to do so. The board met in closed session to discuss both the public employee performance evaluation as well as to discuss with labor negotiations with the unrepresented employee executive director, Michael Tree. Following negotiations, I believe the board is prepared to offer a increase in his deferred compensation 457 plan to of 2.5%, bringing him to 10%, as well as an increase of 3.7% in his salary, which would bring his monthly salary to $18,675.33. Annualized, that's $224,104.
I'm sorry, I have to interrupt.
Okay.
What was that, Daniel? Michael is currently getting 11.5% in his 457 deferred compensation. So you need to change. He's getting 11.5% currently in his deferred compensation.
That's not what he told me.
Yeah, check the amendments. That doesn't sound right. I think it was 5% originally, and then the board added 2.5%, like in the first or the second amendment.
This went up the year that Michael Conoran wasn't there, but Catherine Groves was. It went to 11.5.
Ooh.
So if you're increasing it by 2,
we're gonna hit the cap.
I just need you to give, well, I'm not sure where it puts him on the cap. Daniel's looking into that right now. But I just need you to say 13.5 instead of 10.
Well, we need to make sure we're not gonna hit the cap. I think the cap is 26.5.
It is on one of the documents that you sent us. That's listed as 11.5 back in 2018.
So I have 2016, I went to 7.5.
And then in 2018, it said it included a 4% deferred comp increase on one of the documents you sent us. Mr. Conran, would you like to have this review to come back to the board?
Yeah, why don't we do that? Maybe the easiest thing is to have the board just declare that the executive director's compensation is uncertain at this time with the intent to have the new salary start on December 1st of of this year, and we will bring it up at the board meeting in December. So I apologize for that. I was not aware of that change.
I'd be happy to make that motion if we need to have a motion, including that the salary adjustment would be retro to December 1st of 2021.
I will second that if it's necessary.
Okay, sounds like it's a good idea. Thank you, Board Member Nara and Board Member Josie. Could we take, Michael Conrad, you would like a motion as stated?
Yes. So just
Okay,
to,
all right. And Jennifer, could we take a roll call vote, please?
Sure. Director Bonanno,
Aye.
Vice Chair Halbert is absent. Director Hernandez,
Aye.
Director Josie,
Aye.
Director Kick,
Aye.
Director Narum,
Aye.
Chair Brown.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Okay, well, it looks like we'll be working on that again next month.
Okay.
Matters initiated by a board of directors. Do we have any items that are initiated by our board? No, it was brought up earlier about adding an update for Valley Link. Yes, Board Member Kick?
This is just a question passed along from a constituent, and this can be in an email or memo form. Can I get some details about the BART ridership and parking capacity at that garage and what that looks like now that things are starting to move forward? And when I can pass that on to the concerned community members.
Which garage?
The Dublin BART garage.
The one that we're responsible for.
Yes.
No, I understand that.
Yeah.
And I know why she's asking to bring that forward as well too, but I think that there needs to be maybe an update on with regards to Michael bringing forward the statistics that MTC has with regards to traffic in the garage in the future.
Got
Is
it.
that something? Okay, sounds
Yep.
good. All right, thank you for bringing that item up. Anything else members initiated? Okay, seeing none. The next meeting date is scheduled for December 6th. And at that, and have a wonderful Thanksgiving. If I don't see you before then, thanks. Okay, bye everyone.
Yeah.